And we need to be able to tell the difference in this country.
What did Donald Trump do,
no, I'm not avoiding
in your view, that was downright abhorrent? Second time
I think that the thing that I would have done differently if I were in his shoes
not what I asked,
is
Vivek,
I would have declared re-election on January 7th.
I'll ask it a third time.
That's exactly the thing I would have done.
What did Trump do that was egregious, quote, downright abhorrent, and a danger to democracy? Can you just explain to our viewers? Your words.
GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy had a tough time on Mehdi Hasan's show, answering for some of the negative comments that he has made about Donald Trump in the past and how that really jives with the cover that Vivek Ramaswamy provides for Trump today as he runs in the GOP primary. Here's more of that exchange.
You say he behaved in downright abhorrent behavior that makes him a danger to democracy. What was it that was downright? Tell me what he did that was downright abhorrent.
Let's actually be really fair to your audience. So on January 10th, 2021, thereabouts, days after that incident, I wrote an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal arguing that censorship was the real cause of what happened on January 6th. When asked in response, somebody asked me the question, are you... That's what I wrote. I'm giving you the facts of what I said. That's a hard fact. That was published in the Wall Street Journal. When pressed on, was that condoning what Trump did? My answer was no. There's a difference between a bad judgment and a crime.
So Vivek Ramaswamy did in fact lie throughout that interview. You can kind of tell with how flustered he is, and Mehdi Hasan came prepared. So we're gonna fact check what Vivek Ramaswamy said in that interview in just a moment. But before we do, just one more moment. Even when Hasan brought up the tweet on screen, get a load of how Ramaswamy still attempted to dodge.
Look, I think that the way a true leader should have handled that situation should have been to actually say, this is me running for re-election, not actually litigating what is already passed and behind us. And I would have done things differently. That is not a crime, though, what he did. And the reason I have been so vehement.
You keep saying what you would have done. I just want to hear from your mouth. No, unless you're scared of him, why won't you say what he did that was downright abhorrent?
I'm not going to let you stitching together three things from three different places to create a caricature. Do you want to have an actual conversation?
Yes, I want you to answer my question, Vivek. Three times I've asked it. What did Trump do that was downright abhorrent? It's a simple question. It's your words. It's on screen. What did he do that was downright abhorrent?
I believe that failing to unite this country falls short of what a true leader ought to do.
So fact check number one, on January 12th of 2021, Vivek tweeted this in response to someone tweeting his op-ed. So false claim number one was that the tweet and his op-ed weren't really like separate entities as he tried to claim in the context of the interview. You see the tweet in question right there. What Trump did last week was wrong, downright abhorrent, plain and simple. I've said it before and did so in my piece. So I've got more fact checking, but Cenk, I want you to jump in first.
So look, Mehdi Hasan is really good at this, and I love the way he pressed him on it. And a lot of times, anchors let it go. They go, okay, I asked it once, I asked it twice at max, and then I'm gonna let it go. No, what was it that was downright abhorrent? Because these politicians are slime balls, and they always want to evade your question. So they say, well, good point, this is why I like Tuesdays though. No, I didn't ask you about Tuesdays. I asked you why you call them downright abhorrent. So great job by Mehdi Hasan. By the way, we've been asking for progressives to be on cable news for like literally 20 years. Mehdi Hasan's the only progressive on any of the cable networks. And look at that. He's also the best interviewer, the most honest, the most aggressive,
the most prepared,
etc. Told you, okay? And Vivek has this thing of, oh, I'm the outsider and I'm the populist and I'm not like these other politicians. Well, you sound a lot like the other politicians, okay? And by the way, what Mehdi Hasan did with Vivek Ramaswamy, every anchor should do with every politician and not just someone who happened to walk into politics 3 seconds ago. So many would do it to others, but I don't know any other anchor that would do that to any sitting politician.
The other fact check that I think is really, really important to get into is Vivek's claim that, in his Wall Street Journal op-ed, he was trying to make a point about how the censorship of like the Hunter Biden laptop story and all of that is what led to the January 6th Capitol riots. That's what the point he was trying to get across in his Wall Street Journal op-ed. However, Ramaswamy never said that censorship was the real cause of the January 6th riots. Never in the op-ed at all.
Of course not. He's a slime ball.
Yeah, rather Ramaswamy and his co-author, Jed Rebenfeld, a Yale Law School professor, criticized social media companies for banning Trump and some of his supporters in the days after the riot. And here's their exact words. Facebook and Twitter banned President Trump and numerous supporters after last week's disgraceful Capitol riot. And Google, Apple, and Amazon blocked Twitter alternative Parler, all based on claims of incitement to violence and hate speech. Silicon Valley titans cite their ever-changing terms of service, but their selective enforcement suggests political motives.
So two things that are clear out of that. He did not say that before the riots. He's talking about after the riots. So obviously the censorship didn't cause the riots if he's complaining about the censorship that happened after the riots. And second of all, if you notice there, again, referring to what happened on January 6th as disgraceful, is Vivek sticking to that line now? No, all of a sudden, those guys are patriots and Donald Trump is an amazing Lord God. By the way, you're running against Donald Trump, theoretically. Your job isn't to kiss his ass 24/7 while pretending to run against him. If you don't know, Vivek Ramaswamy and Jared Kushner had dinner before he decided to run for office. And voila, here comes a guy who attacks all of the other non-Trump candidates and now is pretending to be on Trump's side. He's got grease oozing from every pore in his body, which makes him a fairly standard politician.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.